Hi, I'm Roxanne Wade. Over the course of the next few weeks, I'll be hosting a webcast series entitled Lockdown Skills for Youth During COVID-19 Times to help you get activated and work smart, especially if you're sitting around the house bored and dejected. Now, today I want to emphasize how young people in the Caribbean are really resilient and what they have taught us about their creativity and innovation during the COVID-19 lockdown. Now, first of all, to qualify as young and spunky, you are supposed to be between 15 to 30 years of age. In reality, about 63% of all CARICOM nationals fall in this category. Secondly, let me put things into perspective in terms of the COVID-19 stratospheric impact on our young people. Even before the COVID pandemic hit, our young people were faced with challenges pertaining to underemployment, unemployment, and mental health issues associated with just everyday living. Now, when the COVID pandemic actually hit, the first industries to be affected were hospitality and tourism, retail sales, arts, and entertainment. Now, these are the sectors that our young people are most prominently featured in. And in spite of all the challenges and traumas COVID-19 has exposed our young people to, they have demonstrated their ability to adapt and innovate, perhaps better than some of the other groups in society. I would like to provide three concrete examples of this in our Caribbean region. Let's start with an innovation in the Bahamas. They're currently on lockdown again, by the way. Jermaine Turnquest is the owner of Grow Life Supplies. His core business is organic vegetable production, but he has made a significant impact during the COVID-19 pandemic by promoting backyard gardening systems in small plots and in urban areas. So what he will do, he will install the backyard garden system for you. He usually installs a grow box. If you have enough space, he'll install a small greenhouse, but he will install the system for you. And he will encourage you to get your neighbor involved in a similar activity so that when the harvest is ready, you can barter. It is no coincidence that I started with an example in the agri-food sector because when the COVID pandemic hit and we were on quarantine and lockdown, nobody was looking to buy fast cars or jewelry or makeup. What everybody was commonly seeking was a means to find food. Now, in Jermaine's case, his idea was to build a community-based backyard gardening system as a means of improving food security in his country, recognizing that Bahamas depends so heavily on tourism for their income. You can check out Jermaine's business at www.growlifesupplies.com. Let's look at another. The next example of youth excellence comes from a young lady whose business uses seaweed harvested by farmers in her small village in Placencia to create a range of hair care products. Jolie Pollard started her business in August of 2019, and it really started by people simply asking her what products she was using in her hair that hers looked so good. What she was actually using was seaweed harvested by the farmers in her village and other local inputs to create a hair care regimen for herself. This quickly turned into a small retail business. And when COVID hit, Jolie put her business online. Now she's doing international sales. But what is unique about Julie is that she makes sure, even though she is now doing international sales, she sources all of her inputs for her products locally so that she can share her earnings and her income and her successes with the people in Placencia, Belize. You can check out Jolie's business at www.ikumahair.com. The last example of youth innovation during COVID comes from the arts and entertainment industry. We had some really good online events during the quarantine period. For example, we had Soca Online from coming out of Trinidad and Tobago. And right here in Barbados, we had virtual sunset parties online on the weekend, and they were awesome. But nobody did it quite like young Michaela Simpson out of Jamaica, better known as Coffee. She gave us a quarantine lockdown summer anthem that is currently on one of the international music charts, maybe several international music charts. My point here, folks, is that COVID-19 has unveiled what young people have always known about themselves. Our young people are resilient, resourceful, creative, no matter what odds they face. You young people have a talent, you have inherent skills, all of you have abilities. It's time to think outside of the box and decide how you want to use these skills. In my next webcast, I will look at some of the skills that you will need to succeed in the midst of this pandemic and beyond. I hope to see you then.